The breeding objectives of the Georgia Peanut Breeding Program is just like any other breeding program, whether it's here or in other states: increasing dollar value return per acre, higher yields and grade, disease and insect resistance, virus and nematode resistance, drought and aflatoxin resistance, improved shelling characteristics, better processing quality, longer shelf life, and enhanced flavor and nutrition. So a new variety benefits the whole industry, all the way from the grower to the consumer. In the Georgia Breeding Program, we start in the F2, separating High Lake from Normal Lake. And we run 2 concurrent breeding programs here's the varieties we've released that are Normal Lake, and here's the High Lake varieties here. They differ by the fatty acid composition, mainly as far as the High Lake goes, and really it has to do more with the low Lenal Lake than High Lake, because the Lenal Lake drops from about 34%, 30 to 40% down to 3 or 4. So it's very low Lenal Lake fatty acid content. I'm going to take these in order. Y'all, dadgummit, keep hitting that. There we go. Georgia 6G, you're familiar with this. This is the workhorse. It's been around for a while. High yield TSWV resistance, runner type variety, intermediate runner growth habit with dark green leaf color, medium maturity similar to Georgia Green, high level of TSWV resistance with larger seed size, very productive and good stability across many different environments, as it's proven over these many years, and excellent for the runner market trade. We reintroduced Georgia 6G. It was first released in 2006, and then 6G soon replaced Georgia Green as the dominant runner type in the Southeast. In 2019, we started reintroducing 2011 breeder seed, and that had been in cold storage. And in 2023, all of the foundation seed was planted from this new seed source, beginning with only 10,000 SMK in 2019. So it's been rapidly introduced. And the next one here is Georgia Greener. This is a high yielding TSWV, and back when it was a problem, CBR resistance. Intermediate runner growth habit, dark green leaf color, medium maturity like Georgia Green, high level of TSWV and CBR resistant. It was mainly released because it had a smaller seed size, more accustomed to the old Flow Runner variety as far as seed size, and it too had proven to be very productive and with good stability across many different environments. The next, these are all, remember, Normal Lakes. Next one is Georgia-12Y. It's a high yielding, high TSWV and white mold resistant. Runner growth habit with dark green leaf color, medium late maturity, similar to previous 10T. It's about 2 to 3 weeks little later than the medium maturities group. It has excellent TSWV and white mold or stem rot resistance, good performance and stability across many different environments, including reduced input costs. And it has an excellent runner type for an early planting date. You heard about the early planting dates this morning. If you're going to plant one early, a late maturing one would definitely be one of the candidates for that type of planting. Another Normal Lake is Georgia-18RU. It has high yield, leaf scorch resistance, TSWV resistance, and a medium seed size. Runner growth habit with medium plus maturity about a week to 10 days later than a medium. A high level of leaf scorch and TSWV resistance with a high percent of total salmon kernel grade. Again, good stability and performance, and excellent for the Normal Lake trade. And Georgia-21GR, the GR stands for high grade. It's a high yielding, high grading, TSWV resistant runner growth habit, more flat growth habit with a medium plus maturity, high percentage of total sound mature kernels. As I mentioned, these all are normal oleics that have just gone through. And now we'll move on to the first high oleic released in 2009. That's what the 9 stands for. High yielding, high oleic, TSWV resistant runner type cultivar, intermediate runner growth habit and medium maturity, similar to Georgia Green, which was a recurrent parent. Georgia Green and 9B both have excellent roasted peanut flavor. It has a high level of TSWV resistance and medium runner seed size. Excuse me. Very productive, high oleic and low linoleic oil, which results in a lower total saturated fat. And like I mentioned earlier, it has excellent roasted peanut flavor. Another high oleic is Georgia-14N. This is also has TSWV, and N stands for root knot nematode resistance. It's an intermediate runner growth habit with medium plus maturity, medium leaf color, high level of TSWV, and very high level of root knot nematode resistance. Good performance and stability, and has excellent high oleic runner type, especially for fields with high RKN populations. Georgia-16HO, this is a high yielding, high oleic, TSWV, large seeded runner type, intermediate runner growth habit with medium maturity and medium green leaf color, high level of TSWV, and a high percent of jumbo runner seed size. Excellent performance and stability across many different environments, especially in our minimum inputs and without irrigation. Georgia-20 VHO, the VHO stands for very high oleic, where most of your high oleic varieties have an OL ratio of 20 to 30. This one has a 40 or greater OL ratio. So it has a very high OL ratio, flat runner growth habit, medium maturity, high percentage of total sound mature kernel grade, excellent stability in over many different environments. And we'll move on to the next one. This is a newer one, Georgia-22 MPR, released in 2022. It has multiple pest resistance. That's what the MPR stands for. It's like I mentioned, a high oleic. It has a medium late, so it's late maturing, like 12Y. It has high level of RKN resistance, TSWV resistance, and potato leafhopper resistance. It does not have leaf spot resistance, but it has proven well as far as having a very good package of multiple pest resistance and is a high oleic. Let's look at some results over the past 3 years, including begins with tomato spotted wilt over 2022 to 2024, involving 17 different runner type varieties. You can see TSWV percentages over here on the y-axis, and these are taken about mid-season, about 70 days after planting. And over the bottom axis, we see the percent of TSWV, and you can see the stair step going from a low of 12Y all the way up to Flow Run 331. Total disease. This is at the end of the season, looking at percent total disease, percentages on this axis, and the varieties down here at the bottom. And you can see it goes from Georgia-22 MPR, having the lowest percent of total disease percentage, stair steps up to Flow Run 331, almost 40% at the end of the season. And this involves several different tests and multiple locations over 3 years. I want to stress that this isn't like a single test in 1 year, multiple tests over different locations involving different production practices. So it's kind of representative of an overall view. These are yield values, comparing these 17 varieties, looking at 12Y came out on top. stair step down to 14N. As you can see on this graph. Next, we're looking at total salmon kernel grade percentage. We have quite a range from 76% TSMK with 18 RU and 21 GR. As I mentioned, GR stands for good grades, all the way down to AU MPL 17. Seed count, we've got a lot of variation in seed count, and that cost as far as dollars, and the higher the number per pound, the smaller the seed size. 14N is the smallest one here, and it stair steps down to TIF NV HG, it's the largest. So you got quite an array of different seed size among these 17 runner cultivars as far as seed size goes. Looking at what's really count is the dollar value return per acre. 21 GR comes out on top and goes down to another Georgia variety, 14N at the bottom. You can see there's a lot of variation as far as value return per acre. This is gross and not net, so take that into consideration. But we have a lot of variation in the varieties as far as what's out there, looking at it over years and looking at it from all these different variables. So with that, I thank you.